Reba and I kept looking at each other. She saw him. She said, I see him. And then he's like, why didn't you follow me? And she's like, well, they didn't follow. And he goes, so does that mean you shouldn't follow me? And we're both like,
Hi, I'm Reba Hervis, Artistic Director at Overshadowed Theatrical Productions. Welcome to this week's episode From the Wings with my beautiful and lovely and fun co-host, Rebecca Leland.
It has been so much fun.
We've had a blast this week. I'm sad it's over.
Oh my word, it has been so fast. And it is 11 o'clock at night right now.
So we're like trying to stay peppy because we did really have a great time. We went to see Prince Caspian, which is one of the books in the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. You know, I feel like, as a playwright myself, that sometimes taking a classic piece of work like this and trying to adapt it into play form is very, very difficult. And they just did it so beautifully.
It didn't drag.
No.
I think because there's a lot of story to go through. So I did grow up with the book and with the movies.
Okay, so you knew.
I literally called my best friend DLF, which is Dear Little Friend. I wrote fan fiction about it. That's embarrassing. Yeah, like I love.
Okay, she did not disclose any of this to me. I wish I had known that before we went in. I would have made so much fun of you.
What did you think of the set?
This one opens in the train station, and all of a sudden, this magical effect happens. Oh my gosh. What they did with this set and the creativity was mind-blowing, right?
Like, what a way to start a play to where we know it's going to be quality. Like, I was shocked with how, right off the bat, they were like, this is choreographed, this is excellent, the acting is superb, the choreography was so moving, where the kids were really like, they were being like, oh, we're being pulled by something invisible, and their character was...
They were crazy good.
Yes.
With, like, almost like they felt like they were disjointed in some of their joints and muscles and stuff.
Scene one.
The acting was fantastic all the way through. There were a couple of characters that were just, I think could have been on Broadway. I mean, seriously, was so good. There was at least two scenes that we're watching it, and all of a sudden I was just like, what?
Yes.
It just took my breath away almost. It was just so unexpected and so great.
And you did mention, so we were like third row, fourth row back. Do you think that helped, the intimacy?
I do, because I think all of you know, I've said many, many times that as far as Overshadowed Theatrical Productions goes, I never really want a huge theater. I feel like I love the intimacy. I feel like you can make this tighter connection. So I don't know whether part of it for me is I told you guys I felt like Aslan was looking right at me. So they had bears, and they had trees. And they had
Aslan,
the horse.
Oh my word, the horse.
The horse. It might have been my favorite character. The horse, was 2 people or 3 people.
I think
it was 3.
I think it might have been 3.
And they had a bridge, a saddle over the 2 people. And then Prince Caspian rode the horse. I mean, he really rode it. The horse galloped.
And it wasn't, there's 3 men under this horse costume. Literally, the way that it moved, it looked like a horse. And Aslan looked like a lion, and the bear looked like a bear. And I think that's the part where it was crafted.
And I also wanted to mention the lighting, because the lighting was beautiful and almost a character in and of itself. The way that it streamed and just highlighted the perfect moments. Even when they were seamlessly making transitions in the back to change the scene, they would bring a character up and they would just have this moment where they'd look out over the audience. They wouldn't even necessarily say anything. They'd just look. But the lights just captivated us. And then 1 second later, we have a whole different scene. I know that there's a line in the Witch in the Wardrobe script out there, which we've done. But it's different. It's not as good as theirs. They have a really great adaptation. And so I think because of the draw of those stories, they're getting the opportunity to do it in these big places, and it's being very, very successful. And and I think their puppetry is making them
amazing.
As well.
And the people are coming out, the fans, because these books, they have fans because of the themes of Christ. And Reba and I kept looking at each other.
They'd say a line and we'd go,
specifically with Lucy and Aslan, and where she saw him, she said, I see him. And then he's like, why didn't you follow me? And she's like, well, they didn't follow. And he goes, so does that mean you shouldn't follow me? And we're both like, and he goes, next time, I want you to follow me, even if they don't. And they chose not to, and she still said she was going to go. And we were like,
Yep. There was a place towards the end where they were like, why can't we just stay here? And he said, no, we have to you have to go back to your land and tell other people what you've learned here. Yeah. And I thought that was such a great picture of, no, you can't just sit here in your home and be all comfortable, but we have a job to go out into the world and tell other people about who Christ is and what he's done for us. Because it is an allegory, right, the story.
Amen.
So it is one thing to read it, and that is one of the senses. And yes, you can learn and be inspired from that. But somehow or another, seeing it, I think it's important, especially in today's society, to have that kind of art form.
Yeah, especially because we're seeing so much trash online. Like we are being bombarded with the world. We need to be putting things in front of our eyes and in entertainment that are God.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, and if we can come out to D.C. and if we can come out to Pennsylvania, we can stay in Chicago.
Right.
So if you are in the Chicagoland area and you want to get involved in the arts, come to Overshadowed.
Absolutely.
Auditions pretty much all year round for different shows, different productions.
Nikki Chavers, the founder of the company, said that it became his goal in life to reclaim the arts for Christ. And that is one of the things that I've said forever. I didn't know Nikki said it, so I didn't steal it from him, but I've always said that. It's like the reason that Hollywood and Broadway are so questionable these days is because it was a period in time that the Christians left that world because they thought that it was evil and said, okay, and what happened when they did that is they gave it over and they took the light out of it. Well, now we have to bring the light back into it because our God is a creative God.
Amen. And he gave us the gifts. He gave us the acting and the singing and the dancing and the creative set building and the puppetry and the lighting and the sound.
All the art.
And let's use it.
Yeah,
let's use it for his glory.
I hope you guys, I don't know where they're going to be next with this show, but we're going to give it 3 thumbs way up. Because really, it was amazing.
Insane.
And you need to follow them. We'll put the links down below so that you'll know how to get a hold of them and just kind of see what they have going on in their world, because there's a lot of different ways that you can see them. But this is a don't miss presentation. Find where they're going to be next. And if there's any way you can take a vacation there and do it, you need to do it.
And for a little treat, we actually were able to meet a couple of the actresses who stayed in incredible characters.
Oh, they were so cute.
So we're going to put that here at the end. But until next time, it's just me.
And me.
Talking to you
from the wings.
I'm Patted Fig the squirrel, and I live in Shuddering Woods sometimes. I live in trees. I just travel everywhere, just looking for nuts mainly.
I am Camillo the hare, and I am also from Shuddering Woods. Wow. So we see each other on occasion, but
Narnia.
I'm from the Warren there. There's a bunch of tunnels all around, and the dwarves mine down there, and the rabbits live down there. And so it's a lovely time, you know. Quite a neighborhood.
Are you friends?
Yes,
Oh, of course
I'd say
we're
we're
friends.
friends.
Yes,
Is everybody friends in your community?
Oh. What is he?
Tamarine.
Yes.
I don't know how much you know about what's happening right now in Narnia.
Nothing.
But really, the Tamarines have taken over our government, you know, and they're trying to stab us out. A lot of them even know that we exist. And so we're all in hiding, but that's why we're meeting today at Dancing Lord to meet Prince Caspian.
Yes,
I'm so excited.
You're all invited.
Thank you. We're so happy to get that chance to talk to you today.
I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
Hello.